everyone, good afternoon. It's nice and surprisingly sunny in London today. Ooh, beautiful day, beautiful day. I haven't been outside in the garden in a while, and since today we have so many momentous events that have occurred, from Meghan breaking the top 10, and that's what this video is about actually. Just found out that Meghan broke the top 5 in the US. I think she's at number 5. Guys, this is such a wonderful day, and I think it fits in perfectly with the Meghan vibes of a sunny California afternoon with friends. Well, I don't have any friends here right now. Family and good vibes. And yeah, I just thought, let me come outside and do a quick recap of this guy. So if you can, again, I'm very sorry for bringing his face on your screens, but you know how I said in my Meghan video, for those of you who watched it, that these haters are basically just criminals, like anti-signor, losers looking for relevance, and of course big backs. And let me add this clown to it. The big backs are usually the women. As somebody who used to be a big back and is also working on her diet, I do know that when you're depressed, you are not always at your best. So the reason why I bring up their weight is, maybe if you go on Ozempic Love and lose some weight, get some fresh air, go for hikes, maybe all this vitriol and hatred you have inside you will dissipate. Also, this turtleneck is not helping, my dear. I don't know his name. Okay, it says it here, Alexander Larman. So yeah, let's see what nonsense he has to say.
But this big flurry was going to be the As Ever, a lifestyle and homeware brand, which has been done in conjunction with Netflix. If I was Netflix's content officers, I'd be thinking, why? We're flogging a dead horse. Nobody cares. And it's interesting.
So, I don't know who this man is. He clearly needs to come on a podcast to trash a woman to make money, which is pathetic. In the first instance, I'm sure he's going to call himself a journalist, because apparently in the UK anybody can give themselves that title. And it's interesting to me that these people with no with so-called journalistic experience, and don't have any type of contracts or experience with heavy, massive production contracts or deals, whose only claim to fame is slagging off somebody who will never meet them and pays them no mind on social media, have opinions on what works and what doesn't work. I feel like they don't look at reality. They just say what's in their mind. What do you mean that the deal that she got with Netflix does not make sense? What?
Because Meghan obviously has this, I wouldn't say hit squad, that's too strong, this band of acolytes call themselves the Sussex Squad, and they're very keen, as I found out to my cost, to be quite vicious on social media to anyone who's disrespecting their goddess, their domestic goddess, I should say. But what's quite clear is they'd have to go after so many people in so many different directions who's been criticising the show. But you think, well, even this committed band of people couldn't have the time to do that. So
when you say that you found this out to your cost, you're saying that they came after you?
Oh, yes. I was writing an article, one of the milder articles I've written for The Spectator, in fact, and I was pilloried with personal abuse, pictures of my wife and child being distributed all over social media. And of course, these are the kinder, gentler people. And one of them actually said to me, "We're not going to stop until you leave her alone." I was thinking, we could be here a while.
So you see, they like to refer to the Sussex Squad as terrorists, and I'm like, the Sussex Squad wouldn't exist if you went vitriolic against Meghan. So they enjoy it. They enjoy this level of popularity, and I have to give it to the squad. For a very long time, while we can be very harsh on social media, because a lot of us tend to be critical thinkers, we don't take things too far. We don't threaten people. We don't dox people's homes. I don't think we do. We only come after you if you go after Meghan. And the reason we protect Meghan is, I think for many of us, it's very personal. My origin story was watching Harry and Meghan, and watching Meghan, this beautiful, proud woman, confident woman, career woman, with tears in her eyes, appealing to the public that you're making people want to kill me. You're scaring me. I'm a mom. Whenever I go go to bed at night, I'm worried. Are my kids safe? Is my husband safe? Am I safe? And I don't know how anybody can hear all that with tears in that woman's eyes and not be moved. Like, how do you listen to a woman crying to you to please leave her alone? You're scaring her. You're making people want to kill me. How do you hear that and not feel like the biggest heel in the world if you're a hater? Now, obviously, the appeal didn't go anywhere. And this is why I tell the squad, it's not enough to block them. It's not enough to even attack them on Twitter. They can escape from Twitter. Many of them probably don't even post on Twitter anymore. So they've moved to podcasts, they've moved to YouTube, they've moved to TikTok. So this is my thing. If that's where you are, we'll come and find you there. I am going to be a terror for a lot of these anti-Meghan haters. Because again, this is not, if you have something to criticize her about, am I saying that her TV show is perfect? I love it. But I can see why a lot of people wouldn't. A lifestyle show is not for everyone. But this level of vitriol, there's criticism and there's online abuse and bullying. This is online abuse and bullying. Because it's one thing to say you don't like a show. It's another thing to say you know that you are being nasty to someone for no reason. And you're more or less telling everybody, like, you know what, come and do your worst. So Alex, I didn't know you existed until now. If I see another article or comment or podcast about Meghan, I will do the same reaction video. And I'm sure what I'm grateful about is from the TV show, I can see a lot of people are beginning to get to know Meghan and like her and come over to the right side. I'm very sure my numbers will continue to grow as I drag you mothers. So, yeah.
As you say, this is coming to the end of the £80 million deal with Netflix. There's been sources speaking to the press saying that now Harry and Meghan are on borrowed time with Netflix. Is this their last shot, really?
Yes, I think that's a nice simple answer to that. I can't see that any other broadcaster is going to look at this because essentially the Oprah interview was, if you like, the high watermark. It was a point at which people actually were interested. It was a point at which the stories genuinely were revelatory. I mean, now we're just watching the same thing, same old thing, several years on. There's nothing left to say. And I don't know, I mean, what you could potentially do is you could potentially have a situation as with this Baldwins, where you have a Meghan and Harry docu-soap, where you follow them in their life in Montecito. I can see that happening, but that's a tacky step too far. But on the other hand, I mean, I'm beginning to feel sorry for Meghan, if you can believe it.
Yeah, I mean, if even you're saying that, Alexander, then we really have entered a new reality. Where does this leave them financially, though? Because, I mean, without things like the next...
I feel like they don't pay attention to reality because reality is not feeding their narrative. I keep telling you guys, these insiders, sources, people are saying, there's nobody saying anything. There are no sources. I find it impossible to believe that Netflix will, having understood how these people react to Meghan, would even drop a hint. They didn't know As Ever was coming. They didn't know that Meghan and Netflix are now business partners. So it's baffling to me that this portly idiot actually thinks he knows what future deals, what arrangements Meghan and Harry have with Netflix. From a business perspective, I can actually buy into the idea of, we're going to give you 100 million. And don't forget, that's the number that we know. This is the deal they've had for a few years now. Do we know if they've renegotiated? No, we don't. And I don't think Netflix will make that public unless they see that it's useful to. How are you going to know unless Netflix or Meghan or Harry tell you? But let me play devil's advocate and say the 100 million deal has come to an end. A critical thinker will be thinking that, based on Meghan's own announcement, As Ever, Netflix has come on as her partner. Some new deals have been renegotiated. A critical thinker who wasn't a hater will be thinking like, okay, maybe there's some sort of arrangement. Is something coming? I personally, and I'm happy to be wrong here, because I wouldn't mind Meghan and Harry expanding their broadcasting power. If Harry and Meghan got a further first look deal with Netflix. I think they still have some productions coming up. I don't know, guys. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Again, because we are not privy to this deal, how would I know? But I can see, if I had to speculate, and this is pure speculation, with the success of with Love Meghan, I can see Netflix doing a further deal with her. You never know, I mean, I can see that happening. Netflix is a business. It's a media business. Meghan's name is one of the strongest brands in the world. Why wouldn't they expand their portfolio? Maybe beyond Azeva. Maybe she can, through through her TV show, get other things going. I'm very sure she will get a season 2. So that probably suggests a renegotiated deal. She'll probably get some sort of brand merchandising. Meghan is a founder, a businesswoman, so she will hopefully be able to negotiate good terms. And you never know, they might make deals with other broadcasters who have now seen the power of Meghan. So to me, the sky is the limit. Don't listen to these idiots. Alex is hoping and wishing that Netflix will cancel the deal. I don't even know. Do you know what? Let's continue.
Netflix money. They obviously have a very lavish lifestyle. Viewers may remember that during those Megxit years, there was a lot of talk in terms of finances when it came to personal security. I mean, all that stuff is very expensive. So what options now are left open to them, really?
Well, I mean, I can't imagine they're going to be high and dry, because Harry will always be a member of the royal family, despite the fact that he's exiled to Montecito. And given that Donald Trump has very magnanimously said that he will not be sending him back to Britain, it's interesting, isn't it? Because Trump obviously has been very keen to say all these other people must leave his country, but not Prince Harry, so it's quite amusing. But they will always have a cachet. They will always have a celebrity cachet, whatever happens. But I do feel there is a possibility it's going to end up like the Duke of Windsor and Wallace Simpson, who are people who essentially sung their supper for decades after the abdication crisis in 1936. And Meghan obviously is going to write a memoir. I mean, we can...
All right. Wallace Simpson, for those of you who don't know, and the Duke of Windsor were Nazi supporters, so I don't have anything to say about them. While I do agree that the media must have done what they did to Wallace, what they are doing to Meghan to Wallace, the fact that she was a Nazi sympathizing woman and he was too, I'm not interested in giving her any nuance. Sorry. So they can... And also, I don't recall Wallace Simpson having the type of... I could be wrong. I wasn't alive then, and I haven't read any articles about her. I don't recall Wallace Simpson having the type of hustle culture background Meghan has. Meghan did not grow up with wealth. Wallace sounds like, from what I recall, was a socialite actress or something like that. So I can understand why she wouldn't know anything about working besides inheritance, just like her husband. Meghan didn't grow up rich. I keep telling people the only reason why Harry and Meghan are doing well is because of Meghan. If Meghan was not an astute businesswoman, if she did not have the goodwill and the support of people of her networks in Hollywood, who are billionaires, by the way, Montecito is not cheap, and that type of society exposes you to a certain type of network. Have some of her friends, like she's friends with the wife of the head of Paramount, for goodness sake. Meghan isn't playing, but her mentor is one of the CEOs of one of the most valuable hedge funds, a black woman, and is married to what's his name, George Lucas. These are not poor people. If you think Meghan is not going to be able to hustle for her family, you are joking. And again, I want to remind everyone, they're not dealing in reality. They're not dealing in reality. What do you mean this is their last chance? Meghan has a top 10 show globally. Do you know how impossible that is? And the ratings continue to rise. So I'm very curious to see where they're going to go with this argument now. And I keep waiting for someone to tell them, but the show is top 10. This is the issue. No critical thinking, no pushback, just blind hate. So someone should tell them that, okay, based on what you've now seen, the show is a top 10. What are your thoughts? I'm very keen to hear what they have to say, because I'm sure more BS and bullshit. They don't know anything. This is all wishful thinking. So, sorry, sitting down in the sun has made me go on a tangent much longer than I normally would have. But yeah, the aim of this video was to celebrate Meghan breaking top 5 in the US. Guys, keep on streaming, keep on watching. I don't want to get my hopes up, but this is very positive considering it's a working week. I'm hoping we see a bigger shift in numbers. But yeah, Please like and subscribe. Continue to share the video. Continue to get support. I'm trying to get, I think I need 4K views on average. So if you guys can help me with that, I would really appreciate it. If you love my content, I have some lovely deep dives coming this week. Trust. Most likely Saturday, Sunday, which I'm hoping you guys would enjoy. And yeah, from sunny London, have a good one. Take care.